have Arctic Ops versus Microsoft Office on Saturday at 7 EST, playing for the championship, best of 5. And tonight we are going to talk about individual players and who we think wins head-to-head in each lane or in the jungle. Then we'll talk about both teams as a whole, and then at the end we'll do predictions, who we think will win, and then what we think the score will be for the game. So before we do that, we'll do introductions really quick, starting with...
Hello, I'm Eliyss, and I'm the support for AO.
Oh, I'm Granterino. I'm the ADC for MSO.
I'm Kayge. I was the ADC for Crabbrave. Rest in peace.
I'm Neath. I am the AD carry for Thunderbirds, the best team in Risen.
Dude, preach it, preach it.
I'm Soulbert. I was the ADK for T-Break Click.
Wait, we have all supports in.
Oh, wait, we have all ADCs here. Wow, what the heck?
Bias.
Where's Bob was at, dude?
You know,
Yeah, where's Bob was at?
I had Mowgli and then he left. That was my one person outside of the bot lane. Yeah.
Dude, we need more diversion in here.
True.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Wait, Bobless
Don't worry.
is also bot lane. Why would we get Bobless?
That's the point.
Yeah, why don't we get Umbry in here? I know he wants to do the podcast.
Does Umbry want to come in? If he's here.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, where is he?
He's been begging to come in here.
I just need to give him a role.
Oh, yes, there we go. See, Umbry, I got you covered.
Okay, you have podcast host. Since we need someone outside of the bot lane, so there's no bias.
Bot lane is the most unbiased people.
Alright, hey Umbria. Alright, Umbria, say who you are and then what your team you're from.
Yeah, I'm Umbria. I'm the mid laner for AO.
Okay, now we have someone from outside of bot lane. Who can give. Okay, so let's start at top. So for Arctic Ops we have Zeptepi, and if I say these names wrong, just let me know. And for Microsoft Office we have Eliyss. So looking between these two players, and then as we go, we'll also put some, like 1 or 2 notable champs that people have noticed that they play are like good at.
You only need 2 for these.
So
they only played 2 champions.
Looking at these two, who do we think, without like any jungle pressure, who do we think wins 1v1? Like who's gonna carry from top lane potentially between these?
PK, get out.
Huh?
True. Wait, PK. Oh, hey, we now have a top lane.
Yeah,
too.
top lane.
More diversity.
Oh, more diversity. Where's our jungler, dude?
All right. So between Zeptepi and Eliyss, who's like winning? Who's pressuring this lane?
I don't know.
That's certainly an answer.
I mean,
you did say that Eliyss was better than you, so if we played them,
Okay,
then we were just gonna put you on a tank against them, I guess.
Well, both of them are better than me, so I don't know who wins.
I think it's the closest lane.
Matchup difference. It's either gonna be jungle difference or matchup difference. There you go.
So like,
I just feel like Zep's champ pool is better into Eliyss's champ pool than the other way around, because Zep plays lane bullies, right?
And
Eliyss plays. Yeah,
they both play.
Yeah, I mean they both play lane bullies. They both play like some lane bullies.
Garen's a lane bully, but I'd be very shocked if he pulled out Garen in an actual game.
He pulled that trend a bit.
From the AO player.
Dude, it's a Itspkedar.
Garen's really good. I don't know. I don't think you should underestimate Garen. And his trend's amazing.
Garen,
his
Garen
Renekton's
kind of
good.
smurfs on Renekton though. No lie.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Perhaps a Garen ban.
I think it's by far the closest lane.
So you think it'll just be like jungle if the
They'll trade kills.
I think it'll come down to either like the matchup or jungle difference.
Yeah, I think the same. That's how it usually is.
But this isn't a lane where they're like both playing tanks. It's actually like this is a lane like a.
This is a lane that's it's kind of like AO versus SPG. It's the same thing where Washed Up was playing a lot of Camille and stuff, and they were trading kills back and forth. It'll be.
Well, what are some champs? Like, what are 1 or 2 champs that they play? So did Zep? He plays Tryndamere.
No, Zep plays Aatrox and Renekton.
Oh, is Eliyss the one that played Tryndamere?
Yeah, Eliyss plays like Trynd and Renekton mainly.
He's the
Aatrox and what else
3
does he play?
Renekton.
Yeah.
And then Eliyss, what Tryndamere? Is there anything else that he has
Renekton, Garen.
So do we? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put Renekton actually since they both play. So wait, so do we think this is a game where they both teams just ban Renekton so they can't get it, or do we actually first picking Renekton?
Well,
I feel like you can't first pick Renekton. I feel like that's
I think Zep just defaults to Renekton, or Aatrox more so. But we don't know. It might be Renekton. Show
our top lane plays Maokai, according to Shady. All right, so maybe
Shady Slime.
Okay.
might be a PK.
Okay, everyone knows Shady. Don't let them beat you.
I mean, yeah, because they're pretty. I mean, they're pretty similar players. Zep has a better KDA, but I mean, like that doesn't always mean anything. But damage.
He also has more games in there. Well, no, actually.
He has one more. He has one less.
Wow.
Game. Yeah. By the way, these stats, these games are probably not. This is definitely not all the games that these guys played, but at some point during the season, the stats got messed up, and some of them probably weren't recorded.
I have played more than 9 games.
Yeah, this is straight from the website, but I didn't have time to do it manually. But damage-wise, they're pretty similar. I will say that Zep has a much better vision score, so as a support, I'm gonna have to.
Wards are overrated. Why buy wards when you can buy damage?
This is actually this might be the best vision score I've seen from a top laner. This is amazing. Usually top laners have like horrible.
Like 4.
Yeah, like 4 ward scores.
My rank games.
Dude, you're on an island. You buy a pink ward, you pull out in river, and you're just done for laning, right?
Just be that what else would you need? That only never buys pink wards. Just be that guy.
All right, so top lane seems like consensus is it'll maybe be jungle pressure or who gets the better matchup. So let's go to jungle then. So for Arctic Ops we have Arctic Sands, and then for MSO we have Shady Gecko, who's in the chat right now. So between these two, I don't know if we know this. What are the styles of these junglers? Who do we think can get their team ahead early game, or are they getting their team ahead early game, or are they more like a team fighting jungler? From you guys playing with them or like playing against them?
Gecko is definitely more of a team fighting jungler. He likes to, instead of being the one to like carry the game, he's the one that gets his lanes ahead.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the polar opposite of Arctic Sands.
Is Arctic's like a carry? He wants like the carry junglers.
Yeah, he plays more carry junglers than Gecko does usually.
Yeah, Arctic Sands is all about getting the early game leads. He usually generates pretty big ones.
Does he play like gank heavy junglers, or is he going like Kha'Zix and just getting?
No, it's more like
Gragas, Eliyss.
Invades. Yeah.
Oh, he does play Lee Sin. I've seen his Lee Sin. It's good.
Lee Sin's nutty.
It really is.
So let's put Eliyss. I'm gonna put Lee Sin there.
Both of them, I like comparing Shady and Arctic Sands. It's like in a comparison to a pro player, Gecko would be more like Xmithy, like a controlled jungler, more like just holding down the map. While Arctic Sands would be like, who do you even compare that to? Like old Rush, like Rush just going in, being aggressive, just not giving a fuck. Yeah. Really, honestly,
Mike Young.
Oh, Mike Young.
Oh, Mike Young. Yeah.
High tempo jungler.
Yeah. High tempo.
Or would you compare it more to Dardoch?
Ooh, Dardoch.
Yeah, he's a Dardoch guy.
So what's a champ that Shady?
Jarvan.
I was gonna say Jarvan.
Jarvan Vi.
Oh, Vi. Yeah, I've seen him play Vi. Yeah, I mean, I think it's reflected in the stats as well. Like Arctic, I mean, definitely has a higher damage per minute, but he's also playing champs that are doing more damage, probably early game than Shady is on the gank junglers. So who do we think? I mean, do we think one of these junglers is clearly better than the other, or do we think that they're just better and different?
Arctic is clearly better than Shady.
I would actually. It depends on what you want from the jungler.
Yeah.
If you want the jungler that's perma-ganking lanes, then Arctic is definitely the person you want. But if you want the person that gets vision and stuff like that, then Gecko's the better jungler.
Yeah, I mean that can be good. Perma-ganking can be good in any meta, I guess. Just for the tilt factor. If
on average, Arctic is. I will agree, Arctic is better.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely good to have an early lead. But I will say that Shady is a really good shot caller, and I think shot calling can make a difference in like plat diamond leagues.
If Arctic doesn't get ahead early, he usually kind of just does nothing.
I noticed that when I watched the stream against SPG. Yeah. They like kind of inted level 2, and then it just seemed like they didn't do it. It was just like over after level 2, which is crazy to think that a game could be over that quickly, but it did seem like that.
I feel like Shady can do more even if he does fall behind, unlike Arctic. Because he just plays champions like Zach, Vi, Jarvan, just to hold the map down.
Is there anything else that Arctic plays besides Lee Sin that's in that vein?
Gragas? Gragas is pretty...
Gragas.
And Eliyss.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna put Eliyss, because that does get banned against him a lot. I usually see that banned when they're streamed. Alright, well, since we have Umbria here, let's move on to mid. So, for Arctic Ops, we have Umbria, and then for MSO,
wow, we have an AO PhD.
2 AOs.
AO PhD in
For
mid lane.
MSO, we have PhD. Does this guy actually have a PhD, or is this just?
No, he's in high school.
Okay. I'm just curious. I'm like, he could have.
He
a
thinks
PhD.
it sounds
I don't
cool.
know. So this lane, actually, I mean, both have really good KDAs. So this lane, who do we think? First,
we have one glacial abuser in this lane.
We have one glacial abuser in the mid lane.
I don't know.
I mean, the best glacial abuser to exist.
In mid lane, so who do we think? First of all, is getting who do we think is winning 1v1? That could be in CS or in kills.
PhD.
Both. And who do we think is who's affecting the map more? Because mid lane's in the center of everything.
PhD. PhD.
What?
PhD.
Okay, why?
Umbria might get a CS
PhD?
lead.
Umbria literally sits in mid lane and gets 11 CS a minute. That's
a lot of map pressure he absorbs, dude. That's like really good.
I mean, it depends on what the other mid laner does with that. So, like, are you saying that Umbria is just pushed in the whole time, essentially? Like, is he just under his tower CSing, or is he...
Yeah, he'll let that happen most of the time. And then PhD will hopefully roam off of it this time.
So if PhD is playing a roam, like, that's the ideal, is that PhD is on something that can actually
Talia and stuff like that.
Yeah, or like Ahri. I don't know if he plays Ahri, but that's another one that can roam pretty easily.
PhD plays all 140 champions in the mid lane.
Oh shit! Well, we gotta
that's why I call him PhD in mid lane, dude. He doesn't have a PhD in mid lane for
Even
nothing.
Though he's in high school.
Get ready for it. He's gonna pull out Garen mid, Pantheon mid, Renekton mid.
It's
all happening.
Yesterday in the Rampage round, there was also a mid laner that someone said just played any champ mid lane. So.
It was like a Kindred mid, I think.
Yeah, he said he played Kindred mid, which I missed on stream, and I'm kind of sad about that. I gotta go find that VOD so I can watch that. Yeah, apparently this happened. Apparently this happened on stream.
Was this Ram pre or open?
And it was open yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta look at this.
Yeah, this is why Rampage Open is fun to watch.
A bunch of monkeys.
I gotta put Nunu because I the one time I watched AO on stream, it was your Nunu mid, so I have to put that down.
Don't worry, we're bringing it
Just
back.
because
I mean,
like the
that game, we had no business winning past 20 minutes. It's like there's no reason we should have won that game, and we still somehow won that game. So
blame Horizon on Nunu.
Yeah, that was absolutely a Nunu carry performance in that game. If that was a Nunu carry performance, I don't know what is.
And what does PhD play?
Talia, Nivea.
Vladimir.
Oh.
Hey. Shh.
Oh, and Nivea.
I have an extreme hatred for that champion.
Nivea versus Veigar.
Who scales harder? I don't know.
So do we think is this something that junglers are going to be camping? Or are they just kind of let these? Or are they going to let these two farm? Like
I
farm
literally
out?
don't get ganks, so I don't think that's. I think we're
so
okay.
Umbria is not getting ganks, and if Umbria is under tower, PhD's probably not getting ganks either. So mid might not be the gank lane for jungle.
It's gonna be a snooze fest.
It might be the like PhD roams with the jungler somewhere else lane. But yeah, I mean both these players are pretty similar. Like they both have really great kitties. So PhD has like no games on the website for some reason. I'm not sure why.
He's been subbed out a lot.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. Wait.
It's not good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like PhD has no games.
We're subbing in Tango instead.
Oh crap. You're gonna get you get a free TF ban at least.
Hell yeah.
Tango always gets the free TF ban against him.
With that 2 KDA, goddamn. 2 KDA.
And like PhD has a slightly higher damage, but I mean if Umbria is kind of just CSing in lane, that adds up. Other than that though, Umbria really good vision score. Good job.
Well, thank you.
Very
Thank
good.
Place to think on the other side, top or bottom side of the bush.
Just make sure he doesn't get towered down.
It's all about staying alive.
The pink core is actually in our fountain. You guys just don't see it. That's how you get.
You're just buying them and then placing them immediately.
100%. Why do I need them? I'm under tower, you know?
You get Vigar Cage or Zillion.
The tower is the ultimate vision ward.
It's true. You can see through everything.
Shady's talking in chat about Anivia. Alright, so mid lane seems like the factor is whether PhD can roam or not. So we'll see if that happens on Saturday. And if Umbria can scale. If Umbria can scale, that might be a little scary. If he's on Veigar. Nuno I'm not sure about, but Veigar, scary if they let him scale. Alright.
AP Nunu scales so hard, don't worry.
That's true. AP Nunu, if from a bush, pretty scary if you could get the surprise ult. So we'll talk about bot lane together, just because the duo is important in that lane. So on AO we have Boblaz and Eliyss. And then MSO we have Granterino and 4000 IQ. So I'm gonna do again I'm gonna do like top lane. So 2v2, no jungle pressure whatsoever. Who wins? Who wins the duo?
Easiest series of our life, bot lane.
I don't know.
That was Grant, by the way. That was MSO Grant. Just in case people don't know voices.
We hard lose bot lane.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've been personally duo queuing with Granterino, and he is by far and away the best ADC I've ever seen in the entire game. Honestly, I would hands down trade Boblast for Granterino if I could.
Oh god.
Okay. I'm
Honestly,
fucking
Grant,
garbage.
He hasn't dueled with me yet, so that's why you haven't said my name.
Your stats look better than I thought, Grant. I'll say that.
Man, guys. Yeah, 4.25
I wish I
is
could have
good.
played either.
I'm just saying, they're not even bad. They're pretty good.
No, that's a good KDA. And actually, these vision scores, once again, ADC is not always known for their vision. Both very good
Who
vision
needs
scores.
vision when you're killing?
I'd
Oh,
buy
yeah.
2 control words every single back.
Same.
Wow.
Who need?
I know
if we
you
just talk
do,
about
Kayge, because you've said it before.
If we talk about
just
ADCs, I think
yeah.
Boblaz is just a better version.
Do you guys play the same champs?
We have a very similar champ pool.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, it's ADC. Don't
Yeah,
all
everybody
ADCs have
like
like the
the same
same
champ.
champs?
Okay, but
We have
ADCs
16
default to like
champs.
3 champions.
Yeah, usually you
usually.
default to some. So if they're defaulting the same
Lucian,
ones. So you guys both
Ezreal,
play
Kate.
Lucian, I know. Like, I know you've
And
seen.
Kate.
And Kate. Wait, so you both just play Lucian, Caitlyn?
And Silver. Those
Yeah.
are probably the best two.
And that's what we play, yes.
Alright, I'm just gonna put
Yeah.
So you just think he is like a better mechanical version of you, or like?
Yeah, mainly mechanics.
Okay.
He
Because
has like stronger pressure in lane.
Okay.
One thing I do is I'm like the secondary shot caller for
ADC shot calling.
yeah, because the rest of my team is bonobos.
It's hard to talk over ADC.
It's impossible.
Yeah. I
Hey
don't know.
man, look, we're in finals and you're not, Kayge.
Yeah, that's true. Because I didn't shot call.
True.
It's because I
Yeah,
didn't
imagine
shot
if
call.
you shot called, dude.
Yeah, rather than my mute sport. Nothing.
One thing I'll say is the damage. I thought Babas would have much higher damage, but like your damage is actually pretty even, and
I die a
definitely,
lot.
definitely not the highest definitely not the highest ADC damage I've seen, like, or like close. So I don't know. This seems like a lot more similar than
we
I
both
thought it
aren't
would
the
be.
1v9 ADC. We're not the 1v9 ADCs.
Okay.
We're both kind of team player ADCs in a
Alright.
way.
Okay. That makes sense. But yeah, I mean, like your stats are. I like his KD is a little better, but I mean, like your stats are pretty similar. Which
Man, I
is
just need
which is
one more kill to
interesting.
have.
So what about support? We've got Eliyss and 4000 IQ. 4000 IQ is quite a few less games. I don't know. Once again, maybe getting subbed out or something.
It's not our fault.
What about these two? I don't know. Do you guys both have similar play styles, or do you play different?
I have absolutely no idea. I'm not even a support player, dude. I got auto-filled when I signed up for Risen.
Wait, are you autofilled? I didn't know that. What do you
Oh,
play?
I am too.
What do you play then?
I'm a mid laner.
Oh,
I'm a jungler.
okay. You're a jungler, Grammy, really?
Yes.
Wait
Oh,
a second. I
wait,
lost to an
what?
auto-filled AD carry. Wait a second.
Wait, let's look at. I know I gotta look at your profiles.
I've been playing ADC in op.g on like solo
Well,
queue
yeah,
because I want to keep my
I'll look
shit.
last season. Hold on.
And
Oh,
it's
Jarvan.
Lucian and then a lot of junglers. That's what I usually do. I like Lucian that much.
Whenever Lucian's bad, you just spam him.
I don't know why. I'm sorry, I'm not going to use Yuta GG for a second because for some reason it's not updating.
I play a lot of Jarvan. I play Kha'Zix and Amu.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Great
Jarvan.
sponsor.
Mumu, I know. Maybe I just have to.
I usually just play whatever I want plus Lucian.
So what kind of supports do you play, Eliyss?
Oh,
he plays them all. He's the best on every single support in the game.
What do you like?
Oh yeah, sure. Sure. Let's go with that.
What do you like to play?
What do I like?
Nautilus.
Well, no, dude, my Nautilus is actually completely shit. I don't know why people keep banning my Nautilus for hyping
people just
it up,
hate
dude.
Nautilus.
No, because Nautilus hook.
Because you could be bad at Nautilus and still just hook someone and they die.
Yeah, I agree. I just literally turn my brain off, throw your hook in the general direction towards the enemy team, and then the broken hitbox on it just automatically snaps it to the enemy ADC. You land the hook 100% of the time. That's the secret.
Might as well be a point and click ability.
But what are a couple of champs you've played, or like playing?
Pike, Lux.
Oh yeah, Lux.
Lux is fun.
Oh yeah, Lux. You're the guy who I see always playing Lux in match results.
Hate that champion.
This is a pretty fun champion.
Lux is fun. Yeah, I mean she's broken right now, but
she can die.
What about 4000 IQ? What does he play?
He plays Pike too.
He plays Pike also.
Pike.
Nautilus, things like that.
Wait, so this is
Thresh.
just this bot laners. These bot laners are just copying each
We
other.
play hook champions.
I've played
You
4000
play stun
IQ
champions and hook champions.
Wait, he plays Brand?
He doesn't play it, really. He stopped playing it.
He's got 113 games on.
He played that was like his first 200 games.
Easy to climb with, you know. Carry your.
That's why he's back to plat 3.
1v2 your lanes.
You don't need a brain, so.
So do we think there'll be a lot of pressure bot lane from junglers? Like, is this the lane they're going to, or is it like top? Is top like the?
I feel like it depends game to game.
I feel like our bot lane doesn't need the jungler to just stomp theirs, so.
So you're just gonna say go top, just sit top.
Yeah. Even if we call Shady Gecko to our lane, we get 2v3. So.
Yeah. What were we gonna say?
I think it's just more about like the game in general, like how it's played rather than lane by lane, because like both these teams are really like team orientated.
Yeah, and we can
than
talk
like
about
solo lane orientated.
we can talk about that. First let's say is this just like who gets Sivir in the bot lane?
No.
No, okay. Just I gotta
That is how the meta
you
works,
gotta
isn't it?
ask. You gotta ask.
Yes, 100%.
I'm not playing Sivir. I'd refuse. I hate Sivir. Sivir is the worst champion in this game.
I
Please
like
remove
playing Sivir.
You're wrong.
No, I ban it every game. I hate Sivir.
Dude, Sivir is probably just gonna be perma-banned.
Yeah, I would imagine. Or
that champion is
or first picked. Like permabanned or probably first picked.
Yeah, that champion just isn't fun. It's like you can't make an ADC be the best early game champion, best wave clear, best utility, best late game champion, so on and so forth, and not
Best
have
AoE.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what do you do against the Sivir? You literally just roll over and die.
You ban
kill her.
Yeah, okay, you ban it.
You kill her. Just kill her.
How do you kill her?
Just kill her.
Just kill her.
for it.
Just kill her. Just kill her.
She
Yeah,
did like no damage, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just do it.
Maybe that's just
Zero
my player.
Her Q, no, her Q does a lot of damage if she can get.
It's the highest base damage ability if it hits
Yeah.
both in the
You
game.
just gotta dodge it.
Yeah, just don't get hit by.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's transition into talking about both teams. So we'll just go down the line for this one because it's easier. We'll start with Eliyss. So just talk about, I mean, like, as best as you can. Maybe you haven't played them before, maybe you don't know much, but just as best as you can, what do you think, like, a strength and a weakness is for both teams?
Having absolutely never scrimmed MSO before, ever played with them, never ever would I have ever scrimmed MSO in my life. I would say they're a pretty good late game scaling team, but their early game could use some work.
Okay.
So I feel like it'll come down to basically to see who can exploit that better. If I feel like Arctic is going to be a really big factor in this, and if you can manage to exploit MSO's weak early game, then they might never reach their late game god status.
Mm-hmm. What about your team? What is like a strength and a weakness?
Oh, our
for you
early
guys?
game, as well as every single lane. I mean, according to Moglu, we have 3 to 4 elo sitters, so
3 to 4.
I think that's a pretty like easy strength right there.
What's a weakness?
Arctic Stance is a coin flip jungler. Umbria just hit plat. He's not even qualified to play in the league the entire season, so definitely our mid lane's the weakness.
Get me out of here, man.
Oh, no.
Dude, if you didn't hit plat today, I'd be memeing you on gold. Like I'd be non-stop talking about how you're gold. But
Bob almost sent me back to gold, so don't worry.
He's fucking trying his hardest, man. He knows where you belong.
All right, Grant. What about you for both teams?
I feel like he hit most of the points that I wanted to.
Okay.
And that AO is just the early game team, but they seem to crumble in the mid game and late game. And it's the opposite for us. We seem to pick it up harder in the late game mainly, with our macro and stuff like that. But I think instead of focusing on the junglers as much, I'm going to focus more on the top laners. Because both of them, when they get that lead, they both like to pressure the map really hard and have huge presence in team fight. And so whichever one can get ahead is probably going to take over the game usually.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah, from looking at their stats. What about you, Kayge?
I think if MSO doesn't run it down mid in the first 15 minutes of the game, I feel like they can beat them.
Imagine.
Yeah, imagine that happening. Like, honestly, when we played MSO, when we were actually, like, not being stupid, we just completely shit on them early game, and then we usually lost late game because they played better. So they just need to not lose early game. That's really it.
Okay. What's like the timer on that? What how long are to enter early game? Is it like
It's like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Me getting 3 items.
Yeah. Get 3 items, yeah, and then you win.
What about you, Neath?
So, having scrimmed both teams and having played against Microsoft Office in the playoffs, I can confirmly say that AO is actually going to shit on Microsoft Office. It's not even going to be close.
All right, but let's do like a strength and a weakness.
Explain.
Like what like.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought we were in predictions.
No.
Neath, I'm right here.
I know you're right here, dude.
Predictions are next.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So the strength of AO is that they're actually like 5-man Dardocs. Like that's what they are.
Okay.
And then
like
MSO, they are wannabe Dardocs. That's what they are. So they'll crumble under the real Dardocs. So AO just exerts so much pressure, and they're just so like good at killing people that MSO can like not even keep up with it. Like even if they're somewhat mechanically better in the mid lane, they just can't like. It's like, yeah, that's what it is.
Who is this guy? That's new. That's
He's a quarterfinalist. That's what he is.
He's a quarterfinalist.
Somehow.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
PK, do you have any thoughts about either team? I don't know if did you ever scrim against any of these guys or play them?
I played against both.
Oh,
Didn't
okay.
PK
So what
for us top lane once?
What thoughts do you have on both? Playing with them and playing against them.
Every team is trash. That's it.
Except.
Mute.
I distinctly remember PK subbing for us and going 1-10 in the top lane.
Okay.
Okay, I remember PK subbing for us and just destroying top lane.
There you go. So
True,
two polar
true,
opposites.
true.
We'll just erase some where PK fed. Alright, well, Soulbert, do you have any thoughts on either team?
I like MSO a lot because I think Shady is able to plan out the early game really well in terms of like which lanes he wants to play around and how he's going to transition into mid game with his team. And as far as AO, I've just heard that they're all diamond players, so
So they win automatically, right?
Diamonds
always win, except for Umbria.
There's a certain mid laner who used to be gold.
I don't know who that is.
There's also a certain mid laner who used to be diamond and is now plat 3.
So yeah, AO doesn't have really any slouches on their team, so I think as long as they don't choke, this series is in their hands to win.
Alright, Umbria, you get the last word on both teams.
Nice. Honestly, like strength wise, like I don't think we're that weak of a late to mid game team. I just don't think it ever gets to that point against us, so we don't have to really worry about it ever. But I honestly think the only like weakness that we have against this team is if PH pops off. I think that would be like the only way they win.
Okay. But have you
PH,
gotten to late game before? Do you know that you can handle late game?
I mean, generally speaking, we don't really get to that point just because we win. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think we'd have an issue.
All right. Well, let's go to predictions then. Let me get the screen up. All right, we'll start at the top. So I just want you to say who you think's gonna win, what you think the score will be, and you can say why as well. So we will start at the top.
I'm gonna say 3-1 because I know MSO is gonna cheese a win out of us somehow.
Like SPG did.
Oh, you know, SPG's famous, dude. They always win game 1 against us.
Okay, I say 3-2 for us, because I feel like I'm gonna clap Boblas and that's it.
And this is gonna be over.
I'm gonna clap Boblas 3 games in a row, reverse sweep.
Oh, I like these. I like when people say reverse sweeps.
I'm gonna say 3-2 MSO because my boy Grant's gonna go mid lane and he's gonna clap Umbria.
Wait, can there be a Teemo support mid lane during one of those games? I just thought that start out.
Oh, just run it down at that point.
I can't believe you're giving away the strats, Kayge. Come on.
Sorry, dude. I had to.
He's just picking Ashe and arrowing Umbria under turret every time it's up. All right.
All right.
Neath.
All right, so my analytical brain says Arctic Ops are the clear favorites to win 3-0, but in my heart, I know MSO is gonna 3-0 stomp. I mean, wait, MSO is gonna hard stomp AO 3-0.
So 3-0 MSO.
Yeah.
Wait,
And-
but we're a shit team.
Wait, you were just saying
Yeah.
they were terrible.
No, but the reason is because if they shit on AO 3-0, that means we had the hardest bracket.
Oh,
so.
true.
Yeah, you'd be the only team to take a game off us.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, PK.
Hmm.
What's your prediction?
3-1 AO win. The reason is jungle difference.
True, like always. Put the crab video in chat. All right, Soulbert.
3-2 MSO.
Oh man,
Oh no.
I didn't think so many people would go for MSO.
Shady's a cheat sheet. We'll
Yeah.
carry them.
Hey, it's
Now-
mine and his. Okay, we do that together.
Now I'm not sure who to go for.
I'm not sure who to go for anymore.
I'll say 3-2 AO because that's what I was thinking earlier. Though I do think that MSO could I think they could pretty easily win the series. After watching AO play against SPG and seeing how tilted their top side, or it seemed like how tilted their top side was the first game, I was like, oh, that might be a way to take games off of AO if you can tilt their jungler or their top laner, or just kind of subvert the earlier games. Their early game somehow might be an easy way to a win, and I think Shady can pull it off. All right. Well, thanks for joining, guys. This was great.
Umbria doesn't get a say.
Oh, Umbria. I'm sorry. You joined late, so I forgot to write your name down. All right. Well, I know he's gonna say AO, but what do you think the score will be?
3-1. I think there's a
3-1.
possibility PH might pop off one game.
Only one game.
Oh, so now it's tied too. Okay. So this is even better. All right. Well, thanks for joining, guys. This was fun to talk about
No
the
problem.
players and teams. The chat is going off. Everyone's talking. PK.
It's mainly PK.
PK's now.
I mean,
PK's flaming
what-
people.
Why is the chat going off in the Twitch chat when we can go off in the banter channel instead? That's where the real Twitch chat should be.
I don't know. I mean, you could take it to banter if you want.
Should be in
PK,
banter. That's the only chat I look
Go
at.
at someone in banter.
Okay.
Just add everyone in banter. Is that enabled?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
it
it's
is
not.
like an admin can, but no
Wait,
one else
can
can.
I-
Focus. Focus.
So I could.
Do it.
Oh, do it.
No, I'll get yelled at.
Do it, Focus.
I
do
already
it.
get yelled at because I at people for like tournaments and stuff. People like PK sends me messages about not to add him, so I can't do it for things besides that. Or people
What if you
get
just
angry
ping
at
at
me.
here instead? What if you ping at here instead?
I feel like that's even worse. I hate when people ping at here.
Wait, can I ping at here on the podcast?
I don't know. I actually don't know what's enabled in here.
I'm not gonna try.
All right, so thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll have pre-made in like 5 minutes. We'll be back to talk about Dom pre-made, which might be happening on Sunday. But for Dom Open, tune in on Saturday at 7 EST to watch Arctic Ops and Microsoft Office. Duke it out. Hopefully, it's a close series. Thanks, everyone.
Woohoo!
See ya.
Thanks.
Thank you.